Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm Clayton with back with another episode this week, starting the week off fresh and on a positive note. Hold on a second. Let me just check my messages. People tend to always text you at the worst time. But God is good today, man. People, it is a great day. The weather outside is amazing. Everybody is living their best life, I would assume, happy, content in what they are doing within themselves and with the plan that God has for their lives, which is an amazing thing. So I'm not going to be long, people, but as many people know, I kind of use this podcast from time to time to document what in the heck is wrong with my damn phone. All it does is get stuck lately, people. This is annoying. Anyway, so um, as many people know, I'm going through a horribly, horrible situation where I have been stalked for about 2.5 years. But people, the light is shining upon me. As they say, the wheels of justice turn slowly, even slower when you're a black man, very slow when you're a black man, but that does not mean they don't move. So, people, like I said last week, my offender got arrested. My offender gets arrested for violating the order of protection for stealing the medical records of my father and posting them online where she can lie and tell everyone I'm a diagnosed schizophrenic because that's her agenda, people. If she can convince everybody I have a mental condition, then she can pretty much get away with whatever she chooses to do to me. So she's been on a campaign with her brother, Bretton Evins, Matthew Evins, her lying mother, who I also had an order of protection with, her grandmother, and this woman named Melissa Thomas to slander and lie on me at every opportunity they have. So, people, last week this woman was arrested, but like I said, she is being protected by Staten Island in the Richmond County DA's office, who honored this woman as a victim of domestic violence, even though she had been convicted for harassment and burglary charges against me about 6 weeks prior to them honoring her as National Victim of the Week. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes we make mistakes, and unfortunately in life, sometimes the mistakes we make hurt others. And I feel that the fact that this district attorney's office made the mistake of falsely honoring an offender who was lying is a major mistake, and it's one that should be corrected. But for some reason, and probably because of my black skin, these executives within the district attorney's office who charged me, even though I was a victim, refused to give me my justice and grant me my civil rights and liberties, which are afforded to me by the law and the Constitution of the United States. They choose to keep violating me. So, people, today we're going to have an excellent little broadcast where we highlight that and we show you exactly why I am still advocating against Staten Island, because people, Staten Island is racist and wrong, and we have to fight that. So, people, today I contacted the head of criminal prosecution myself, Darren Albanese, not because I'm arrogant, but because I'm tired, people. I'm tired of this man who is supposed to be responsible for justice denying me my justice because Staten Island made a mistake. And the mistake I'm talking about, my beautiful audience, is this. Staten Island honored Francyna Evins as National Victims' Rights Victim of the Week last year. Complete farce. She was a convicted offender here, but they didn't like the fact that I was the victim, the black man. So what they did was lie to the public at large and charge me with a false report so Francyna would be held to be a victim and receive the victim's rights, totally violating my victim rights. That case has now been dismissed. So, people, I have been waiting months for this chief prosecutor to do the right thing, which is clear my name and charge Francyna, because people, Staten Island is protecting Francyna Evins. This is why she won't go to jail, because that picture you see right there, they have egg on their face and they do not want to prosecute her. But people, in the process of that, Francyna has become super emboldened. She's become so emboldened she don't give a damn about police reports and none of that because she knows she has Michael McMahon's office behind her. As I told you, people, Francyna was arrested last week, people. But if you want to see something, this is her mugshot. And as you can see, she's smiling. Now, I did promise that I would not put this up there. But the reason I'm putting this up here, people, is because unfortunately for me, even though I made overtures of peace to stop this, Francyna and her family are still after me. And people, I'm tired. And why do I say Francyna and her family are still after me? Because people, Francyna contacted me Saturday. Now, many of you who know Francyna may say, notice that Francyna changed her Facebook profile page. Why did Francyna Evins change her Facebook profile page? This is why. Because on Saturday, Francyna Evins contacted me, and she tried to get in touch with me via phone with a blocked number. So, people, I went to the police, and Francyna, trying to be smart, changed her profile picture so when the cops come, they don't think it was her because she changed her profile picture in the last 48 hours. She's so stupid, she doesn't realize that Facebook keeps a record of that. So she's not going to get away with that one. But good luck to her, people. Justice has been violated so many times here. I wouldn't be surprised if Staten Island tried to use a changed profile picture within the last 48 hours to say Francyna Evins was innocent. But people, there's a larger problem going on here, people. And the larger problem going on here is the injustice and the mistreatment of the Staten Island DA's office at the hands of myself. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been a victim of Francyna Evins for over 2 years, and this district attorney's office refuses to grant me my civil rights by simply allowing the offender of my order to be prosecuted for things that it knows she did. So I want to share this letter with the chief criminal of head of criminal prosecution, Darren Albanese, today, because people, I'm trying. I'm advocating through priest and not litigation, but the problem is when you're dealing with an incredibly corrupt, racist, and biased office, they don't choose to grant you your rights or your liberties. No, people, what they do is lie and try to ignore you, hoping you're so stupid or broke you can't do anything to them. Unfortunately for them, people, Francyna Evins has woken up the intellectual demon in me. And people, I think I can deal with these people. I'm going to try because I can't allow them to keep violating my civil rights, lying and not prosecuting an offender who there is hard evidence has lied on me, like what I'm about to show my audience. Mr. Albanese, let this email serve as notice. Let this email serve as notice. Let me make sure the tab is being shown. It's not. Yes, it is. Let this email serve as notice of my intention to file Article 78 proceedings against your office to seek an order that will compel your office to respond to me as a victim. Below is an email between yourself and Attorney John Rockaway where you acknowledge improprieties regarding Francyna Evins and agreed to an investigation. You further stated that in the interest of fairness, justice, and equality, your office would reach out to the appropriate individuals in Essex County. To refresh your memory, I included below. So, people, this is actually the email from this gentleman that, hold on, I want to scroll lower. Okay, there we go. This is actually the email from this gentleman, if you can see. I just want to, I got to be careful there. So, this is the email from the gentleman here. And as you can see, it says, I received word from Courtney Chase, Gabrielle Giavatta of a request from my office to more closely the case of your client, Mr. Clayton Howard. The matter involves alleged allegations of aggravated harassment involving a former intimate partner, Francyna Evins. So, people, he's acknowledging the fact that we are requesting a review based off the court sealed and certified documents we have. My understanding is that there have been prior allegations and prior arrests where Miss Evins, hold on, let's go back, audience, was arrested. It was also brought to my attention that Mr. Howard currently has a family order of protection issued in Essex County against Miss Evins, and that Miss Evins is currently facing felony charges of burglary pertaining to an incident where Mr. Howard is the complainant. ADA Giovinazzo and I are going to be personally looking into these allegations, people. He says he's going to personally look into it. This is the executive ADA of criminal court operations telling me that him and the ADA prosecuting me, who has been helping Francyna, are going to look into the charges I was facing last year where I was falsely arrested for harassment and stalking, including reaching out to the appropriate individuals from Essex County. In the interim, can you please send me any materials you may have to support a disposition in this matter in favor of your client? Anything specifically from Essex County proceedings that might help us make a decision consistent with our efforts to pursue fairness, justice, and equality. People, the Staten Island District Attorney's Office has the interest of pursuing fairness, justice, and equality. Please feel free to run all communications through ADA Giovinazzo, and this is the woman who prosecuted me for Francyna. Do not reach out to hesitate if you have any questions or to discuss. Oh, I'm sorry, people, excuse me. So, now, this is Mr. Albanese. He seemed like a good and intelligent man, focused on justice, focused on doing the right thing, focused on making the right things happen in the right situations, people. But, however, people, that's not the case. Because as you can see here from this email, my offender has not been charged, people. So, I was contacted Saturday again by this woman who has now decided to try to change her Facebook profile page so she can try to deceive the police into believing that this Saturday tag was not her. I'm tired, ladies and gentlemen. I want nothing to do with this damn woman, but for some reason, she is obsessed with me. The sad part about life is, people, when a woman is being stalked and harassed, they're not watching the man's social media content all the time to hear his voice and see him. Because I can personally tell you, people, that I hate. It's probably one of the most aggravating in my life. And it actually puts me in a horrible, aggressive, and angry mood every time I hear it because of dislike I have associated with this woman for all the things she's actually done to me and lied through her teeth. But people, why is this woman so obsessed with my content? Why is she watching my pages? People, see, here's the truth. I have never lied on Francyna Evins. Francyna Evins is mad because of what happened and has been stalking the hell out of me for 2 or 3 years. People, she's created fake social media accounts in my name. She's harassing me by tagging me in posts. People, she literally has a bunch of people all littered out through my social media accounts watching me for her. Now, the sad part is you would think these people were people of intelligence and integrity because anybody who's watching me for Francyna has to hear the videos of her admitting to every word I'm saying. But people, again, this is not about right and wrong, people. Not this one. This is about favoritism and racism. That's all this is about. People who are attracted to a like Francina more are helping her, and the racists who don't like black men being in any strong position to fight them back are the ones trying to destroy me. So, people, I'm not fighting one enemy. I'm not fighting two enemies. I'm fighting three enemies. I'm fighting the Evans family. I'm fighting the Evans thirsty men and supporters. And lastly, I'm fighting law enforcement who are so obsessed with prosecuting innocent black men that this is what they're doing to me. I don't currently have a criminal case. Let me first say that. But, ladies and gentlemen, I live with the fear of criminal cases every day because I have an offender who files numerous false reports on me every chance she gets, and law enforcement will not cite her for over 9 false reports filed against me, to which they have dropped my criminal charges. I am so tired of this, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what to do. But, in the interest of something better, I'm trying. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's finish with Mr. Damon Albany's. 10/30/2023. After your office reviewed, I'm sorry, people. I'm catching up. 10/30/2023. After your office reviewed the certified court documents to include a sealed transcript revealing that Francyna Evins had lied to law enforcement on Staten Island and had been justifiably convicted, your office dismissed the allegations against me. I wanted a complete dismissal and sealing of this false charge, which is what I was told the below document from the Richmond County Court means. The attorney who represented me, Mr. John J. Rappaway, is included within this email to verify my statements if needed. To refresh your recollection, below is the dismissal order. People, this is a copy of my dismissal order from the Richmond County Court. Now, as you can see, Francyna is right to an extent. They used an adjudicated dismissal, conditional dismissal to close out my charges from Francyna. But if you look really close, people, right there, these records are sealed with adjudicated conditional discharges. They usually give an offender a 6 month to 1 year term because this is like a gift. This is like, yo, if you don't do nothing for 6 months to a year, we gonna wipe the slate clean. In circumstances like mine, when they seal it, it's because they know nothing's been done. See, people, there is no period they need to watch me to see if I'm going to do something. This is why they're dismissing it and sealing it immediately because so it can't be used against me again. So they're going to dismiss and seal it because the truth of the matter is they knew I was innocent. They knew it was nothing they could do to prosecute me. So they closed it out and sealed it because New York has no legal way to get an arrest off your record. The only thing they can do is seal it. They can't do anything else to it. So this is what happened to me. So let's go back. After your office reviewed the evidence requested and it was reviewed, in the interest of justice, it was decided to forego my prosecution. If your office is just, as your email states, then why did your office refuse to prosecute Francyna Evins for the false report your office had recently confirmed by the review of the documents had been fictitiously filed by Francyna Evins? Below are 2 complaints that have both been declined to prosecute by your office, one of which is the same report mentioned in your email and later dismissed shown in the record above. Below is an affirmation of Francine Squattle Esquire, who provided this affirmation verifying the events of the false report filed 10/20 of 2023 reported by Francyna Evins at the 120 precinct. There are police reports I filed below. Your office, which protects my offender, Francyna Evins, declined to prosecute. Most recently, Ms. Evans had continued her war of defamation against me unchecked by your office. I assume this protection your office provides my offender is due to some embarrassment it may receive for falsely honoring her as a national victim of as National Victim of the Week last April at an event sponsored by your office, which obviously now knows she is lying. In the interest of justice, that should not matter if she is harassing an innocent man, which your office's willingness to dismiss my charges after the information provided by Mr. Wappaway confirms. I have tried to communicate with your office many times over the years, but have been barred since before I ever made contact, as there have been several attempts by your office to illegally and maliciously prosecute me for things your office knows that I did not do. To note, the theft of the vehicle owned by Gwendolyn Carr, which your office had concrete evidence Miss Carr had been receiving payments for over 2 months, but still maliciously prosecuted me for a report filed by Miss Carr where she never mentioned any of that. If a victim tells someone's if a victim tells you someone stole their car and you later discover the car had actually been paid for, then where is the validity of a criminal charge? I do not seek litigation with your office, only my right to be left alone by my offender. Staten Island is protected. Popularity, bigotry, and racism should not control justice and equality. From your email, you stated your wish was to be equal, fair, and just. I ask that equality, fairness, and justice as I provide evidence within this email that supports the legal question as to why your office is blatantly ignoring the harassment of this offender, who, after a trial, was already found guilty in accordance with federal domestic violence law. I request an official answer regarding their denial to prosecute Francyna Evins for the two false reports attached below. In the include it wait included in the included emails screenshot above, you state an investigation by ADA Giovinazzo, which clearly happened due to the dismissal order I will reference above. Now that the lie has been exposed, why does Staten Island District Attorney's Office still refuse to honor my order and rights as a victim of as an actual victim? To date, your office has never contacted me with regard to violations committed by a trial order, even after the dismissal of my charges, which makes me the victim uncontested. This refusal to contact me whatsoever is a clear violation of my victim's rights and your own procedure regarding the treatments of victims in accordance with New York State victim rights law. Although Stout Mallon may not like it, Clayton Howard is the trial ordered victim and Francyna Evins is the offender. Again, I am the victim. I understand many in your office may not like me because I publicly call your office a den of racists and bigots. Insults are not my intent. But what other opinion am I to have when racism and bigotry have denied me justice, as I was awarded by a judge after trial? I was awarded the protections by a legal system which Staten Island refuses to grant me for unjust and unethical reasons it refuses to communicate. I ask for the equality, fairness, and justice you promised myself and Mr. Rappaway in your email. I ask for the same justice the Staten Island District Attorney's Office offered Francyna Evins when it helped her preach breaking up is not a crime. The hard truth is Francyna Evins criminalized my ending the relationship with her, and she skillfully tricked your office into becoming a tool within her arsenal of vengeance. Miss Evans was arrested Wednesday, April 20th, 2004 in Kings County. Despite direct evidence of attempts to contact my child and extensive social media slander, somehow interference was run so that she would not again be prosecuted. Ms. Evans mocks the entire legal process as she contacted me Saturday via Facebook and I reported it to the police. If your office interceded last week, it should not this week if justice is truly its aim. If your office is not biased and it is fair, it will prosecute Francyna Evins for the past crimes in addition to the crime she is currently committing. Now, people, that is probably the most professional and direct response you can make to a district attorney's office. People, this is the truth. Francyna Evins is stalking the living hell out of me. For anyone who doesn't believe me, you can see her profile. Look at the profile picture, people. It's different. It's different for a reason. It's different because she knows I reported her to the police and she knows that profile picture is the picture that's going to get her ass arrested. So, people, what she's doing, and I'll put the profile picture back up here for you. This is the profile picture from my Facebook page. People, what she has done is she has done everything in her power now to try to change up that profile picture. Because, see, that profile picture proves she's watching me and she's contacting me, people. I don't even watch this chick. I'm fucking, oh, excuse my language, people. I'm so tired of her. God, I wish this woman would go away, people. On behalf of justice, on behalf of Operation Rock, people, help me stop Francyna Evins. Contact is contact, people. She's crazy as hell. Help me stop Francyna Evins. Thank you for listening.